Hello everyone, I'm Pallavi. I'm working as a data engineer in Microsoft. So today I'll be sharing my interview experience with you guys. So how did I apply for Microsoft? Is that I applied via career portal, and then the recruiter reached out to me to schedule a call. So there are basically three ways where you can apply for the Microsoft. First is via career portal, then second you can ask someone to give referral, and third is you can simply reach out to HR from Microsoft. Then so so there are total four rounds. Okay, each round will last for around 45 minutes, except last round, which they call as AA round, as appropriate. Then there is a huge gap between two rounds. Basically, for example, for me, there were 3 weeks of gap between third and fourth round. So at least you will get 1 week to study for the next round. Okay, so first round one and two. 50% of the questions were from DSA and 50% were job specific, like based on your resume. Then difficulty level for this round, both two rounds was easy medium. DSA, it will not be hard. You can just simply go through lit code medium. It was quite easy for me. And DSA will mainly based on trees, arrays, string manipulations, and also you will not need to do some kind of graphs and all those hard coding stuff. Then job specific, as in they will go through your resume and then ask questions based on your resume. So it will cover 50% DSA and 50% job specific. Then round 3 is hiring manager round. Here the hiring manager, as in he will be the manager of your team, for which you will be get recruited. Okay, so this is quite tougher round as compared to the previous two rounds. Here so you can say that for me it was mainly around data warehousing concepts and performance tuning, and he will give me one business scenario and then ask me to provide the solutions for that. So it was not like what is this and what is this. It was like more into how you can achieve this and why you are doing in this way. So basically they will give you some kind of a business thing, a business scenario, and how you will achieve it, and you will have to provide solution to that problem statement, and then also provide the justification for your solution. So it is kind of difficult as compared to round 1 and 2. And then last round 4 is called as appropriate. It's a kind it will last for 10 to 15 minutes, and basically it will ask here they will ask behavioral questions. It is quite easy. Okay, so round 1, it was scheduled within a week after my resume got shortlisted, and it lasted for 45 minutes, and it was quite easy for me. Basically, there were only two DSA questions, and I was able to solve them within 10 to 15 minutes. And again, it was based on the first one was based on array, and second was based on string manipulation. I can't tell you exact questions because it is against policy. But okay, so it was based on arrays and strings, and you can easily crack this DSA by doing lead code medium, easy and medium. Okay, and for SQL queries also there were 3 to 4 SQL queries, and the complexity, oh sorry, you can say that it was easy to medium complexity for this, and they will ask complex queries as well as simple queries. For this also you can go through lead code SQL questions, lead code database questions, and you can do all the free database questions over there, and you will be able to crack it. Then there were some database design systems. For example, for me, it was, I guess, parking lot schema design question. Okay, so they will give you some scenario, and they will ask you to design the database schema for that, and like what would be the fact, what would be the dimension, and what would be the relationship between them. Then again they will ask around like how we can optimize the performance and all those stuff. And like will you use star schema, which schema you will use, and all those stuff. And then again, they will ask you so they asked me about data warehousing questions. So these were simple questions like what is SCD type 1, type 2, give me the examples, and they will give you the scenario and which type of dimension you will use, something like that. It was quite easy. And then there were some resume based questions also. For example, I did a DP 200, DP 201. So they asked me questions around all the certifications. Like some questions were related to Cosmos DB, some were related to Azure Key Vault. Okay, now coming to round two. So it was again after 1 or 2 weeks after the first round was done. So it lasted for 45 minutes and difficulty level was medium. Again, they asked me about, there were two DSA questions and I was able to solve it within 10-15 minutes. Difficulty level was medium, and you can go for this, you can also refer lead code. Lead code easy medium questions. So for, I guess, for data engineering role, they are not asking hard code, like hard coding problems or difficult lead code hard problems. So it's quite easy and medium levels of lead code. And for SQL queries again, she asked me some SQL queries, and basically these are related to, you can easily solve the SQL queries using CTAs and all simple joins. Okay, then coming to next is that so see, in my resume mostly I worked on Azure side, Azure data stack. So I was working on the migration of on-premise data stack to Azure data stack. So she asked me like how I achieved that, why I use that technology, like why I use Databricks and not other stuff, and how what was the ETL process of that. And again some questions like why not this, why this, and how did you do this. And then again she gave me some problem statement and asked me to provide solution to that. And here also they will ask some data warehousing concepts, some schema related and some system design related questions. And she also asked me some encryption questions also, like security, Azure security related questions. Okay, that was it for round 2. For round 3, it was hiring manager round. It was after 2 weeks after the second round was completed. Again, it lasted for 45 minutes to 1 hour. It was the longest interview round. And difficulty level, obviously, it was hard. And he asked me all the questions were job specific and mostly from my resume, and he will give me some scenarios, problem statements, and then I will ask me to provide the solution. And then it was mostly into how you will optimize the performance. So you will have to provide the solution, and then he will ask like optimize this, like how you will do it, whether you will use partitioning, bucketing, or like if you are going to use partitioning, then why, and why not others like clustering, partitioning, all the stuff. And also he asked me around some few spark based questions also. And so basically they will go into deeper, like how internally things work. So you will need to have in-depth knowledge of all those questions. And it was more into data warehousing, not like big data technologies, Hadoop, HBase. It wasn't like that. So more into data warehousing. And he also again asked me Azure data questions, like if I encountered some Databricks issues, like Databricks error, and what was that and how did I solve that. So unless and until you have the real world experience in Azure Databricks or whatever you have mentioned in your resume, you will not be able to crack this round. So you should know what you have written in your resume to crack this round. Okay. And again for 1 to 2 minutes he asked me some behavioral questions, and like if you had conflicts with your team managers and how you will tackle that, some this kind of stuff. Okay. And last round was AA round. It was quite easy. It lasted for 10 to 15 minutes, and mostly it was behavioral questions. They asked me about my package, my work, total number of work experience, and that was it. Then what is next? After the 4 rounds, the HR called me that I have selected, and then after 3 to 4, and it took 3 to 4 weeks to get onboarded. So background verification and documentation part will take around like lot of time, 3 to 4 weeks. You will be required. So it is quite lengthy process. Whole process is quite lengthy. And once that is done, background verification, they will give you offer letter, and you will get onboarded. So that was it. So let me know if you have any questions related to this interview process, and feel free to comment in the chat below. Thank you.